Let's start another right here.
Oh, why are you black? Why are you black? Why are you black?
Have a seat. Maybe instruction. Good morning, everybody. Good morning out there. We are coming to you live from Little River Elementary School in Durham, North Carolina, where we have an amazing classroom of first graders who are all going to say hello. Everybody say hello. And some wonderful teachers in the back that you'll get to meet in just a little bit. But we're coming to you live for our roller coaster engineering day with force and motion in first grade. So when I say class, you say yes. Class?
Yes.
Class?
Yes.
When I say class, you say yes. So good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Drizzle. I'm going to be your guest scientist today, along with my friends Adam and Jamie from the Mythbusters. So how many of you like science? Give me a thumbs up or a hands up. Excellent. Got a lot of hands up. So today we're actually going to work with some science. And my here we go. Let's see if we can get this work. We're going to work with some science, and let me give you some information right here. So this is going to be our action plan for today. This is the things we're going to do. Now you watch while I read these. I'll put a little red light on to help. We're going to talk about what we're going to learn today. We're going to watch a little movie introduction on push and pull. We're going to learn about journal notes, talk about some vocabulary, and then we're going to be moving around the room talking about science, doing some lab together. So let's go ahead and start about our goals. Look at everybody's eyes up here. Cool. So let's put our pencils down right now. We don't need them right this moment. Thank you so much. Great first graders. Our goals today, we're going to review the words push and pull. We're going to learn how to take some journal notes like a real scientist. And then we're going to work in our science labs. Now, I'm looking very carefully because I have a science award to give out to a few students today that show me that they are wonderful scientists. Now, these wonderful scientists are going to get a pair of official science goggles to wear anytime you're working in science here or at home. So let me look right here and see who thinks that they're going to be a great scientist today and try to win those goggles. I mean, look, a lot of hands are up. So let me give you some ways that you're going to do that. First of all, when we're in big group, you are listening and being cooperative and have the ears open for me. When you're working with your small groups, you're getting along with each other, you're having great teamwork skills, and you're learning about science. So I'm looking for those winners. I see some already. They're trying. So let's start out with a really quick review on push and pull.
A force can be a push or a pull, which can make an object which is not moving start to move. A force can also make something change direction, speed up, slow down, or stop. Kick a ball and the force of your foot makes it move. Throw a ball and the force of your hands makes it move. Catch a ball and the force of your hands stops it moving. A force can also make an object change its shape. Squeeze a beanbag. Pat the sand into shapes. Squash Play-Doh between your fingers. Does it change shape or stay the same?
So today we're going to look at things that help us learn how to push and pull. But we're going to look at it in the field of engineering to see what kind of jobs we can have when we finish college. Now I know that finishing college sounds like a long time away, but it's going to happen just like that. So we need to be ready. So I have some scientist friends that I have met before and hang out with every once in a while. And one of my friends, his name is Bill Nye, the science guy. Anybody ever heard of Bill Nye, the science guy?
I have it.
You have one of his videos?
I have one.
You do? I like Bill. So when I met him, I asked him, Bill, what do good scientists do? And he said, well, they do something, they talk about it, they draw it, and then they write about it. Well, now, Bill's really smart, okay? He has a lot of
I
videos
put
out.
the video of him.
Yeah, and he has a little lab coat. So I said, let me ask someone else. So then I was able to ask a few years ago, two people that I met named Adam and Jamie from the Mythbusters. Anyone ever seen them on TV before?
They test cars.
They do test a lot of things.
That makes me think of busters. Right.
Yes. Well, okay. So we got a little ELA going on here, guys. We got literacy skill happening. So I said Adam and Jamie, and I actually asked Carrie too, who used to work with them, what good scientists do? And they said, well, they do something, they talk about it, they draw it, and then they write about it. So I decided, since Adam and Jamie and Bill said that that's going to be our rules here. We're going to do something together. We're going to talk to our buddies, okay? We're going to draw it, and we're going to write about it. So in your journals, those of you that are following along, these are the PDF files that I sent with you. But you can use your regular science journal notebook for this. But in your journals, every time we go to one of the stations, we're going to do the activity. I want to hear you talk about the activity. You're going to draw what you see, and then you're going to write about it. And I'll help you, and your teachers will sort of help guide you through this piece. We're going to do 4 activities. So let's look up at the screen and see what these activities are. Okay. The first activity we're going to do is ramps and cars. So when you go to ramps and cars, you're going to work with your partner, and you're going to have a ramp that you're going to set down on the floor, or you may lean it against the wall, whatever you want to do. And you're actually going to take your car, I had different cars, and you are going to let your car roll down the ramp, and then you're going to use these rulers to see how far your car went. So if you use 2 of these rulers and it went the entire 2 lengths of the rulers, you can put down that it went 2 of these. If you want to look at the numbers in there, it will help you with that. You can look at those numbers and you can measure it by inches. Well, once you get your car to roll, you're going to draw that. You're going to look at what it looks like, and you're going to draw it, and you're going to write about how far it went. And then you're going to say, well, I want it to go further. So you may pull your ramp up a little bit, or you may hold it up a little bit to see if you can get yours to go further. Now, you're going to be working with your partner with one ramp, but you may see another partner that's doing the same thing and say, hey, you want to race our cars? And then you're going to race the cars and see how far they go. So that's going to be one of your events.
Yeah, 2 of you.
Yeah. So the next one is going to be, who's ready? Who's ready? Excellent. So the next one is going to be a frog jumping contest. Okay? So you're going to have a bag of frogs, and you're going to lay one of them down on the ground, and you're going to get the frog to jump. Now, the way you get the frog to jump is there's a little tag on his hind end, and you're going to put your finger on that little tag, and you're going to put it down, and then you're going to let it up, and the frog is going to move. Again, you're going to see how far that frog moved, and you're going to try different techniques or different designs to see if you can get the frog to go further. You can race against your partner, or you can get 5 or 6 of them out at one time and get your fingers on them and race all of them at the same time. But remember, you have to talk about it, draw it, and then write it. The third one is roller coaster design. Now, when you get ready to do roller coasters, your partner, you are going to have a pool noodle that's been cut lengthwise, okay? For those of you in Durham Public Schools, these were sent to you, so you should have these. So you're going to put it against the wall and use some tape on the wall and see if you can get your little marble, which is going to be your little rider, to ride safely down the roller coaster. Now, these marbles are going to do what when you put them on the ground?
Roll.
They're going to roll, right? If you're not careful, they're going to roll out of place. But you got to be careful because this is a little person. And you want to make sure it's safe. You can even build a loop. And if you want to use tape, I have tape over there. Now, once you get your marble to ride safely, then you may go over to another group that's working with one, and you add another piece of the pool noodle to make your roller coaster. Okay? Remember, you're gonna do something, you're gonna talk about it, you're gonna draw it, and you're gonna write it. And in your little journals, there's a place that says roller coaster. And make sure that when you're in the roller coaster station, that's what you're writing on. And then our last one is called wheels and axles. So you're gonna have wheels, and within the wheels come the tires, and then you're gonna have the wheel inserts. So you're gonna push and pull, push and pull to pop those in there, okay? So it might not be easy, but that's okay because failure is always an option. We're gonna make mistakes today. We're gonna get better. So we're gonna push and pull. Then we're gonna use the axes, and we're gonna add another wheel, and we're gonna get them to roll. And I want you to build as many of these as you can figure out. And then decide, okay, if I put another wheel here, what could I do with this? What could I move with this? And you're going to talk to your partner about this. You may add 3 wheels on this side and 3 on this side. But then you have to draw that and you have to say, now how would that move? Could I move a house on that? Could I pull a boat? You have to think about that. You have to talk really carefully. So let's pop back here for just a minute so we can talk about this. So first graders, can you help me just a moment? I'm trying to read these. Let me read it first and then you repeat after me. Do something.
Do something.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Draw it.
Draw it.
And then write about it.
Write about it.
So those of you at home, we're getting ready to split into 2 groups right now. Our first groups are going to be wheels and axles and ramps and cars. So we're going to divide by classrooms. That's okay. We have 2 classrooms in here. So in just a moment, your teachers are going to help you move to the areas where the materials are. So teachers sort of halfway this side, okay, it's going to be where they can sit with their partners, and we'll give them bags of wheels. And then half of the room again, and we'll move it here. They're going to get ramps, cars, and a couple of rulers with each one. Now, students, we give you one more piece of information. While this is happening, my friend Tyra is still filming, so she may be pulling the cameras around. Let's try to be not like Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber or all this. Don't go, hey, what's up? How are you? Because the people watching this right now are looking for scientists. So make sure when that camera goes by, if we ask you a question, you say, yes, well today we're working with, and be a little Bill Nye, or a little Carrie Byron, or a little scientist for me, okay? Any questions before we move? Any questions before we move? Now, let's practice one more time the way I'm going to get your attention. Class, class?
Yes, yes.
You're going to repeat with yes. If I say class, you'll say yes. If I say class, 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 you're going to say yes, yes, yes. And then you're going to stop. Because I'm doing instructions for you. Okay? Class, class, class.
Yes, yes, yes.
We're getting ready to move. The teachers, I'm going to let you help me with that, and we'll just fill them up, and then we will start pulling the materials out. You guys can go ahead and do that. So for those of you at home, you'll go ahead and move those materials out. We're going to start with ramps and cars, and then wheels and axles. If you want to start with something different, that is fine. Here we go. Ashley and Kyla.
No, they're like, Dirty. I went dirty. We want
Class, stop, look, listen. So let me give you a reminder about our good scientist guidelines. Remember, we're going to do it. We're going to talk about it. And then what's the next step? We're going to draw it. And then we're going to write it. So make sure you got a good drawing before you start that writing piece. Why don't you go ahead and do and talk a little bit more than stop and draw and write. Okay? Keep going. But are you saying this requires a lot of All right, class. Stop. did something. A good scientist talked about it. A good scientist now is going to draw and write it. But before we do, I'd like to ask a few questions. I'm only going to get to a few of you, okay? Who on this side can tell me one thing they learned about their car? One thing they learned about their car. Yes, you have the blue. Can you talk really loud?
The little car didn't go as fast as our big car.
Oh my goodness, when you get to 5th grade and you can remember that, you're going to do so well on that test. Do you know why it may not have gone well?
Because it has a little wheel.
Has smaller wheels. Did anybody else in this group see that your smaller car might have gone not as far? Okay. What else did we learn about the cars? Yes, sir. Right in the orange. Real loud, Kyle. Can you be real loud?
So the big car doesn't go as fast as the big car because it speeds up with its wheels. So it's like it's
Okay. How many of you had a car that you could pull back and then it went forward? Excellent. So hang on for a second and let me ask my wheels people over here. Who has something they want to share with the entire class? Because you guys are now going to learn something over here, and they're going to learn over here. So in the green, right here, the green and black, what did you learn real loud? So the wheels had to stay. How many of you built a wheelbase for a big vehicle, like a big truck? Okay. How many of you built a wheelbase for a small car? Excellent. All right, so listen carefully. I'm going to ask that you put your materials back the way you found them when you moved to this station. So we only have 41 seconds to quickly put them back the way you found them, and then teachers are going to help make the move. Sorry, we're going right first, but let's go back first. Stay for seconds. Stay for All right. Have a seat. Now our final part before we do. Everyone look at my hand. Everyone look at my hand. Can I borrow your pencil for just a moment? I want you to notice. Let's wait. Everybody's looking. My pencil is connected to my hand. My hand's connected to my wrist, which is connected to my elbow, which is connected to my shoulder, which is connected to my neck, which is connected to my head, which houses in my brain. In just a moment, we're going to do a quick write. You're going to tell me what you learned, what you would do differently, and what else you want to learn about your materials that you worked with. But here's the deal. Your pencil has to stay on your paper. You can pick up your pencil to move to another letter, but I don't want you to just stop it. I don't want you to pick up your pencil and put it in the air. I want you to keep your pencil connected so that your brain can keep all that information going through to your pencil. Because what? Your pencil connected to your hand, which is connected to your wrist, which is connected to your elbow, which is connected to your shoulder, which is connected to your neck, which is connected to your head, which else is your brain. So you want to make sure that this connection stays. Now we're going to write for 2 minutes. That means we're not going to move around the room. We're not going to talk to each other. We're not going to raise your hand and say, how do you spell this? Because we're just going to use our best spelling that we have. And we're going to write what we learned, what we would have changed, or what we had to learn. Okay? So everyone put your pencils in the air. I'm going to count down. You have to see. Get ready. When I get to write, the pencil should be on your paper. We're not going to move. We're not going to talk. And we're going to write until I say stop. You're not finished until I say you're finished. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right. Let's see who's doing that. Looking for those good writers. What did you learn? What would you have changed if you had other materials? What would you have changed? you want to know about wheels and axles or ramps and cars? Teachers, we're gonna have a hard time choosing our winners because I've got more than a couple that are doing the right thing. You have 30 more seconds. Keep that pencil on there. Keep that connection. What did you learn? What would you have changed? What do you want to know more about? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'd like for one person to volunteer to read what they wrote. One person. My little friend in the blue, can you read it really loud for me? Yes, sir. Your car had big wheels, and that's what you wrote for me on your paper? Excellent. Now, teacher, we're getting ready to make that move. Let me see how, I'll let you help me make this, how we're going to do this. But we're going to move and just switch places. And students, as soon as you get to your place, I want you to sit. And then we'll tell you to start. Okay? Teachers, if you can help me, we're just going to move them across. So how did that go, everybody? Did you work with your wheels and axles or your cars and your ramps? We're going to switch places now. Go for about 2 more minutes. Make sure you're talking about it, drawing it, and then you're writing it. All right. Who is your partner? Yes. Where you
My name is Matthew. I found a way to make this thing. It was
Yeah, so show them what you did. So you had a big wheel, and you had a small wheel. Can we see this? So we put it right down here. Okay, go back. Put it that way. Here's the back. Yes, right there. And you're gonna roll it. Yeah, right there. Good job, man. Thank you for sharing that. Have a seat, look, and listen. So a couple of observations I made. Some of you have switched the direction on your car by putting your ramps together. So you've gone up a hill and then did what? And down a hill. So that's what you do on this side. Okay? Science, make sure that you're drawing and writing after you've done something and you talk about it. We have 3 more minutes to do something and talk about it, and then we'll stop and share. Okay? 3 more minutes to do something and talk about it. Try something new that you haven't tried What did your car just do? When it knocked the eggs, what did it do? It flipped over. Alright, last test. Would you lay down your material and have your hands free for just a moment? I'd like for someone on the cars and ramp side to share something new that they found out when they were working together. Yes, ma'am, in the very back in the polka dot jacket. Can you stand up and read really loud for me?
I learned that one day we took a push in the car and then the car.
Okay, so when you gave the car the push, it added distance to it, right? Excellent. Who else from this side wants to share? Right here, really loud. Can you stand up and be real loud for us and share? What did you learn?
We have a blue car and a white car, and then we had the ramp, and then the white car went slower, and then when we tried the blue car, it was faster because it had bigger wheels than a little white car.
Okay, so thank you for sharing. Now on my wheels and axle side, what did we find out? Matthew, we already shared yours to the camera, but you shared to everybody else. Can you stand up and tell them what you figured out with the wheels and axles? I love the way people are listening. Their hands are quiet. Their hands are quiet, not touching their materials. Excellent job. Real loud, Matthew. We had one big wheel and he had 2 small ones on the side, and when he pushed it, it went a little ways and then started to turn. It just kept going around in circles. How many of you have ever been to a car race or seen a car race on TV? Okay, so the 2 that I sometimes watch, one is NASCAR. You ever seen that before? So those cars have the same size wheels. So those pretty much go straight and then they turn. What is the name of the car that has the big wheels on the back and the little wheels on the front? Yes, sir. Can we help you out? Anybody can come out with the name of those kind of racing cars? Yes. Low riders, but there's a name of the actual race. Yes, sir. You ever heard of drag racing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they have the big wheels and they have parachutes in the back. So, scientists, here's what I want you to do. If you didn't get to share with me in the class, you make sure that you write this down. So on your journal, make sure you're on the right page. You should be at cars and ramps, not roller coasters. Roller coasters and ramps both start with an R. So make sure you have the page that has cars. And then you guys are on wheels and axles. What do wheels start with? A W. We're going to do a 2 minute. 2 minutes, and look at my questions. What went good? What did you learn? What would you change? What do you want to try to do next? Everybody, people here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. So those of you at home, again, we are writing on what we learned. In fact, there are 3 questions up here on the board. What went well? What would you have changed? And if you had the same materials, what would you decide to build for next time? Getting ready to change materials as teachers, you need to have the frog jumping materials out, and also you'll have your roller coaster pool noodles ready. We're changing in about 2 minutes. What did you learn? What did you change? What did you change? You change, Brad. What you been talking about, Good job. Rachel, what would you change? So if you did this experiment again, would you do something, would you try something different? Would you try? Would you want to say? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'd like to share, read me what you wrote. So that means you have to stand up, be very loud, read, raise your paper over you, okay? Mr. the blue shirt, can you get your piece of paper and read that for us very loudly? Okay, so the which part went faster? Okay, excellent. Who else wants to share one thing that they wrote? Yes, ma'am, the purple shirt. Can you be really loud for us so people that are watching outside Durham can hear you? I love. Did you hear that? I think there was a beginning, a middle, and an end. My wheels and axles rolled in a circle. What do you put into that sense? I can hear you. Thank you for stopping there. Now, those of you at home, we're going to do a quick change. So teachers are going to help. And what I'd like to do is just get everything back together. We can done here and put it back here. And we're all going to do the frog jumping contest at the same time. I have enough to do that. So we're going to take 2 minutes. Listen to your teachers. Get everything back into your bag. So we're going to make a quick change. You have enough frogs in your room. So we're going to do the frog jumping contest together. So get those machines ready. Like people Alright, let's see who's ready. You've cleaned up, you're seated right where you are. We're gonna put the frogs around with the kids. Remember, kids, when you're going to do these, the back of the frog has a little tab and it's hind end. Okay, that's what you're going to push down and measure with. Let's see who's ready. Now you're going to sit beside your buddy. Okay, what we're going to do, the teachers are going to come around and bring you a ruler, and we're going to give you a bag of frogs. So here's what you're going to do. We'll put it in a bag for 4 kids, maybe I've got 20 Durham. It's just right there, there's a bunch of them over there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take out your frog and you're going to first practice the art of frog jumping. So you've got to figure out how your frog is going to jump. Here's the rule. You can't throw it.
Yeah.
They don't like that. They don't like you pressing on their hind end, but these are plastic frogs, right? So you're going to figure out how you're going to get your frog to jump. Once you got good at it, then you're going to lay your rulers out and you're going to do some measuring to see how far your frog will jump. Now here's a couple things you can do. You might put your ruler down and say, how many jumps would it take to get to the end of the ruler? Talk about it with your partner and then try that. Okay? So we're going to take out and get the rulers out. And here come the frogs. Sit down. So who's your partner? Who's your partner? Who's your partner? Looking for the great scientists and engineers that can stop and listen to the person in charge right now. So it looks like most of you have found the way to make your frog jump. I want to compliment those of you that ask a partner to help you. Science, being a scientist is all about collaboration and teamwork. Now, I'm going to give you some pointers. Literally, I'm going to give you some pointers because your pointer finger is the best ones to use. Okay? You have more feeling in those. They're the best ones that you can use. So once you've got your frog to move, go ahead and make some predictions on how many times you'll have to tap your frog to get it to move a whole ruler, a whole 12 inches. Then you can do 2 frogs at a time. You can put your finger on 2 frogs, let your fingers go. Before you do, though, make a prediction. Which hand do you think is going to have the better frog jump? Your right or your left? Think about that. Talk to your partner. Try to do that. We're going to race for about 5 more minutes.
Let's go. Oh
All right. Class. Stop, look, and listen. So I have a question for you. Answer the question with your buddies, and then I'll ask for hands. Did you use a push or a pull to make your frog jump? Did you use a push or a pull to make your frog jump? Talk to your buddies right now. And we're back. Who can tell me, after you discussed it with your partner, what did you come up with? Did you use a push or a pull? In the gray shirt, what did you use?
I used this. I used my finger, and I was like this.
All right. So then, what did you use, sir, in the gray shirt? A push. How many of you can raise your hand and tell me you used a push to get your frog to move? That is exactly right. If you use the back part of your frog, now here's what I want you to do. I need to see a drawing, and I want you to write about how your frog moved, how many inches or how many ruler lengths it moved, and how did you make it move further. Everybody have a pencil again? This is what right here. Every time that's in the right, immediately start in the gray shirt, wave your hand. Okay, what's your name? Science. Thank you so much. Every time, you need to start writing me. Good job. All right. I see a lot of writers. I see someone who traced the frog on their paper. I'm okay with that. Sometimes you have to be an artist. Let's see who's writing. Whoever opened that door, I'm going to give you $1,000 in chocolate. Thank you. Oh my goodness, listen to that. That is the sound of brains just working because you're writing so well. Little River, you definitely paid your heat bill. You've got a lot of trouble. 30 more seconds. Oh, teachers, I just heard a student say, no, we need more time to write. Would you please record that message and put it up somewhere? We need more time to write. I love that. Look at this, Dr. Drizzle. Taking $1,000 away from you and now goes to her. Scientists, we just brought a fan to the room. Let me ask you a question. Does this fan push or pull the air?
Push.
If you said pull, you're right. If you said push, you're right. What does it do in the back? It sucks it in, it pulls it in, and what's it do in the front?
It pushes it out.
See, your teachers planned for this to be very hot in here, so we can bring in this beautiful example of push and pull. All right, who wants to share what they wrote about their frog jumping? Looking for some people that I haven't heard from yet. Cole, could you stand up and be very, very loud? You got your program 44 and a half? 24 and a half. Excellent job. Now, Cole, did that take one push, or did you have to do it a couple times? I just saw that. Did you do that one fly? Very good. All right, who else wants to share what they wrote? Yes, ma'am. Sky? Everybody else, listen ears. Sky, can you be really loud for me?
I'm called what 30 inches on the floor.
Oh, thank you very much. And one more. Who else wants to share? Yes, sir. Real loud.
I saw 30.
So it went a couple different times. How many of you had a frog that had a color on it? How many of you could have said my red frog? How about my orange frog? How about my green frog? Or my purple frog? Or my yellow frog? Oh, I didn't hear anybody say that in writing. I'm seeing all these frogs on the floor, and if I had to pick them out, I would have known which one that was. Make sure when you're writing, you be as descriptive as possible. Scientists need to know exactly what they're writing, because another scientist will read theirs. All right, teachers and engineers, what we're going to do next. In just a moment, we're just going to take up the frogs as quickly as possible. We're going to come back together and talk about the engineer of the roller coaster, and then we're going to start that. Okay? So at home, we're getting ready to do the roller coaster engineering. I had found out that masking tape is the best way to tape this together. Okay? You can use the walls I'm sorry. Let me take them back. Alright, class, stop, sit, and listen. So what we're going to do, boys and girls, in just a moment, I'm going to give you some instructions for how to build these. And then you're on your own as far as you decide how you're going to do it. For those of you watching at home, this will be our last time that we talk to you, because we're going to give the rest of the time period to our students to build their roller coasters and test them. So in about 5 minutes, we're going to actually log off from you guys, but please send your pictures to daisha.jones@gpsc.net and put on our website. So, students, each pair of you are going to get one of these. You're going to decide what you're going to build, one part of the roller coaster. Teachers will be around and they'll have tape And when you say, I want a piece, you're just going to tear a piece off, and you're going to use that piece of tape to get your piece of the roller coaster to stay in place. Once your marble rides the roller coaster, then go to a partner and say, hey, I'm an engineer. Can you join our roller coasters? And you're going to say, yes. And then we're going to get together. We're going to keep adding our roller coaster together until we get something kind of large. Now, let me ask you something. If I lay the marble right here, is it going to move?
No.
Move.
No.
Move.
No.
No. I'm going to have to do something to make. So think about that. You've got to work somehow to make this work together. So get yours to work first before we start them. Everybody, I'm going to give you 1 minute. I want you to draw what you think your roller coaster is going to look like. You should be on the roller coaster engineering page. Roller coaster engineering. Go back and sit down. All right, let's draw what you think your roller coaster looks like. And back. Engineers, now your job is going to be to create this. Before we do though, the camera's going to be on for a few more minutes, capture a little bit of this, but we want to tell everybody out there goodbye. We've had a great time and thanks for joining us. So in just a moment, Ms. Tyra is going to just fan the camera around. And all you're going to do is just give your best wave and your best goodbye and tell them good luck with your roller coasters. We're actually going to be leaving you from Little River in just about 5 or 6 minutes, but then we give you a final hello or goodbye at the same time. They're Thank you again for joining us from Little River Elementary School. We will be back in a few weeks with another first grade activity. All right, we're finished. We're finished. Okay, let me. All right, so teacher, if you will give every team of 2 one of these, and then once you start talking about what you're going to do, we'll come out to tape. Sign up. Engineer class. Everybody look, you won't get your tube until you're looking. You're going to get your tube. I want you to talk about it. Okay? Try some designs. When you're ready, when you're ready, you'll add some tape. And then when that's ready, you'll ask for your rider, your marble. Okay? All right, let's go and get this. Thank you so much. This is Durham Public Schools in Durham, North Carolina. We're back in a few weeks. See you soon. Keep being a scientist.